Este é o seu Mercedes-Benz C63 AMG Black Series 2012. Como a divisão de tunagem da Mercedes-Benz, a AMG já produziu alguns dos melhores carros do mundo. Ao contrário da maioria das empresas, que utiliza linhas de montagem automatizadas, cada veículo AMG é feito à mão por um único técnico. Ele começa com um bloco de motor limpo, instala cada componente e, após testar cuidadosamente o conjunto, coloca uma placa com a sua assinatura na tampa do motor. Essa atenção impressionante aos detalhes recompensou muito a AMG. Desde 1988, os carros tunados pela AMG têm dominado as corridas de carros de turismo da Confederação Alemã. Com 160 vitórias, 10 títulos de pilotos e 15 títulos de construtores, a AMG é a equipe mais bem-sucedida da história da Confederação. Recentemente, sua influência tem ido além da Mercedes. Seus motores artesanais singulares agora podem ser encontrados em supercarros como o Pagani Huayra. Como a divisão de tunagem da Mercedes Estamos de volta às pistas da Geórgia para um evento em Road Atlanta. Estamos de volta ao Mount Panorama Circuit, o lar da Bathurst 1000, na Austrália. Agora retornamos ao belo sul da Califórnia para um evento no circuito de rua temporário em Long Beach.
Any idiot can build a supercar. Find a giant engine, glue a load of carbon fibre to the outside, give it a silly name, and sell it for £1 million. No need to worry about boot space or comfort or whether the aircon works. But a car that's good to drive and that you can use every day, that's as challenging as building a fighter jet that's also easy to park in a multi-story. But when it goes right, well, you end up with something amazingly special. Something like the BMW M3, one of the very best fast cars of recent years. And don't forget Mazda's RX-7, the Toyota Supra, the original Skyline GTR, provided that is they haven't been improved by a spotty 17-year-old in a daft hat. These, I'm pleased to say, haven't.
These are the barroom crooners of the supercar world, clothed in something approaching more like a classic tuxedo than something from the catwalk, and so just that little bit more everyday, but no less appealing for that. Even its name, California, tells you all you need to know about Ferrari's easy-driving car. This is a car in which to enjoy the sunshine, to spend rather more time enjoying the scenery passing by than counting down the meters to the next braking point. The AMG version of the Mercedes SLK and the BMW Z4 S-Drive have no rear seats, but do have engines of impeccable pedigree and rather nifty folding steel roofs. Not as rare as the Ferrari may be, but no less exciting. The Audi TT RS, meanwhile, is neither rare nor a convertible. It is, however, with its 2.5-litre, 5-cylinder Rally Quattro engine and 4-wheel drive, unquestionably exciting, but only when you want it to be, which is what this group is all about. Although we are calling this group executive, these are not the cars driving far too close to the back of your car in the fast lane. Oh no, this lot are long gone. What started out as a blue-collar thing in the United States of America, putting ridiculously large engines in otherwise ordinary saloon cars, has become a white-collar pursuit in Europe. And nobody does it better than BMW in its motorsports division and Audi with its four-wheel drive RS cars. Those BMWs feature, of course, completely unnecessary V8 engines. The 2003 example M5 had a 5-litre V8, while the more recent 2012 model also has a V8, only this one is smaller and has turbochargers, 2 of them. Likewise, the Audis, the raffish RS5 with its clean air breathing 4.2-litre V8 and the rakish RS7 with its twin turbo V8. The turbos are there to save the planet, apparently. If you've tried the motley collection of American muscle cars from the 1980s and 90s in the other group, fast but flawed cars developed to put a shine on otherwise forgettable models, you'll know by now that sometimes more power isn't always enough. The latest breed of muscle car proves, however, that thankfully it usually is. The 2007 Shelby GT500 produces exactly 500 brake horsepower and drives better than a car costing less than $50,000 has any right to. Remarkably, the Mustang has rivals, and two of them are here. The Chevy Camaro ZL1 with its 580 brake horsepower V8 and the Dodge Challenger SRT8 392 with its throwback cubic inches badge. In modern money, that's 6.4 litres. Drive them. Drive them all and take comfort in the knowledge that there are people out there, besides Clarkson, who will never believe you can have enough power. Muscle cars were once engineered to make ordinary cars go faster. Like men once went to the gym to make themselves go faster. These days, men who spend time in the gym and those shops where they sell milkshakes that make you look like Arnold Schwarzenegger are not doing it because they want to be better at sports, are they? They're doing it because they want their clothes to look too small for them. These muscle cars are more like modern muscle men, bulging in all the right places, but not necessarily any more sporting. The legendary Buick Regal GNX was at least NASCAR-derived and McLaren-engineered, but that didn't stop it having some interesting habits when driven hard. The 1993 Ford Mustang SVT Cobra, meanwhile, was a last-ditch attempt to bolt on some credibility and some speed to the generally forgettable third-generation Mustang. I'm not saying the cars are slow, they're not, or unexciting, they're not. It's just that, like that man with the power shake, they're maybe a bit embarrassing to be seen out with.
At the turn of the century, Le Mans wasn't just a race you visited to watch Audi repeatedly walk off with the big trophy. It was a race you visited to watch harder, nastier GT versions of fast road cars kicking great lumps out of each other's bodywork. Here then we have some of the finest production cars born of the racetrack. Cars like the Dodge Viper GTS ACR, a car so violent it makes the normal 8-litre V10 powered Viper look timid. Cars like the 360 Challenge Stradale, which packed Ferrari's GT racing know-how into a car you could drive to the shops, as long as you didn't mind arriving at the shops with blood gushing from your ears. Many of these cars should never have been allowed on the public road. They were designed to race, and be warned, they do not suffer fools gladly. Tread carefully and pack fresh undergarments.
Nothing comes close to a single-seater. Nothing accelerates like one. Nothing brakes like one. Nothing goes around corners like one. Take the Dallara DW12, the one and only car drivers race in the IndyCar Series, America's ultimate single-seater championship, and its jewel in the crown, the Indy 500, the world's fastest and most famous race. The DW in the name is a tribute to Dan Wheldon, a British driver and Indy 500 winner who lost his life racing one of the DW12's fully open-wheeled predecessors. If the Dallara looks unlike any other single-seater you've ever seen, then you'll need to understand its aerodynamics are designed to keep the cars safe and stable on the 230-mile-an-hour plus banked ovals that many of the series races take part on. The only option for teams is the supply of turbocharged 2.2-litre V6 engines from either Chevrolet or Honda.
For those of us of a certain age, 1976 will always be remembered as the most dramatic Grand Prix season ever. Nothing before or since has come close. Two big personalities, British playboy James Hunt and steely Austrian Niki Lauda, went head-to-head in 16 races, in the law courts, and in Lauda's case, via an intensive care ward in Germany. There was, of course, a whole grid of cars battling for the championship in 76, but the Ferrari of Lauda and the McLaren of Hunt were the two that mattered most. The flat 12-engined Ferrari carried reigning world champion Lauda into an early season lead before a fiery crash at the Nürburgring left him badly burned and so close to death he was given the last rites. 6 weeks later, though, he was back, still bandaged and still bleeding. It would all come down to a single race in Japan, and a result that nobody could have predicted.